Right. That's fine. Look at that. The left side. To the right. To that. To that. To that. To that. You see you motherfuckers bounce right now.
Good evening, guys. We're going to get started here in just a second. Please, when we do lock it in, I'm going to turn my camera on as well, but have your cameras on, notebooks out. Let's get ready.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just.
See you motherfuckers bounce right now.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. What's up, guys? Good evening. Hope you're doing well. See if you can. I'm going to put my headphones on. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get going. Can you guys hear my voice okay? See my screen? Sorry, the lighting is not good as it normally is, but I'm not in at home at the home court here. I'm traveling. I'm away. So for those of you guys that are logging in, just like always, and we talked about it, please get your cameras on, get locked in, and it's going to be a good session tonight. So what we're going to do, guys, tonight is we're going to go through. I'm going to start from top to bottom really quickly on our scripts, okay? And then, by the way, have you guys had a chance to check out the couple of YouTube videos that I put up? You guys know? Okay, so y'all need to be checking Discord. All right, so for those of you guys that aren't, you need to be checking Discord more. I posted, I think maybe 2, maybe 3. I think I have 3. I posted 2 recorded calls that I filmed actually today and put them in there for you guys to listen to so you can see them. And as you'll see, that the calls are always kind of pretty much the same, but you'll see variations, different types of verbiages based on what the client is, bringing up or what they're talking about. So that said, let's again, once again, everybody get your cameras on. And then also let me pull up the scripts. There should be two that I thought I opened up. Where's the second one? Okay, they're both up. All right, so now do you guys know where you can find these scripts? Okay, they are at the Google Drive. The annuity script will be found underneath what is called the FIA toolkit. FIA stands for fixed index annuities. Okay, and then the IUL script, which we also have here, which is extremely very similar to the first, that's under the IUL toolkit. So, all right, so let's talk about the script, and I want you guys to please get interactive. Okay, questions, talk through certain things. Make sure that we're all on the same page here. So let's start at the top. So first things first, guys. Just some tips that I always use when I'm calling is I try to put a mirror somewhere near the screen. Okay, and the reason behind that is I always feel like you can hear somebody's tonality. You can just the entire vibe or the aura of the conversation changes when somebody is smiling, when somebody is upbeat. And so I always want to make sure that's what I'm doing. So I put the mirror next to the camera, or excuse me, next to my screen, because I always want to be able to look at myself and say, hey, am I dialed in, or am I just going through the motions? If any of you guys have called leads for an extended period of time, you know that it's very easy to start to just go through the motions. Okay, so first things first, when I start the call, right, I don't say, hi, can I please speak to Nev, right? I'd be like, Nev, right? Because if somebody did that, somebody called me and they're like, Mario, I'm either going to say yeah, or I'm going to be like, who's this? And if they say that, 9.5 out of 10, it's the person that you're asking about. So it's go, Isabel? Yeah. Hey there, my name is Mario. I'm actually following up with you because it looks like you went online and requested some information on secure and guaranteed retirement options. You filled out a little quiz. Do you remember that? Okay. Now, with the caliber of lead that we're calling, typically they're going to say, oh, yeah, awesome. Well, listen, like I said, my name is Mario. I'm out of Dallas, Texas. And the purpose of our call tonight, this is actually what I say a lot. So you'll see that I do this enough that I will kind of ad lib little things here and there. So I say, so the purpose of our call this evening is to just get a better idea about what you're trying to accomplish with secure and guaranteed accounts, to see if they're even a good fit. Also give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you would have. So now, before we get started, let me quickly share with you a little bit about what I do for my clients. Okay, very simple, right? So once again, hey, my name is Mario, and I can go through this, guys, without even looking. Okay. Hey, my name is Mario Delgadillo. I'm following up with you today because it looks like you went online and requested some information on secure and guaranteed retirement options. Filled out a little questionnaire. Do you remember that? Yeah, awesome. Well, like I said, my name is Mario. Purpose of this phone call is to just find out a little bit about what you're trying to accomplish so that I can get you the appropriate information. Obviously, give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you would have. Oh, okay, cool. Now, before we get started, let me quickly share with you what I do for my clients. Okay. So I'm going to just call somebody out right out of the gate because I know that they're working on these leads. Chris Caden. Everybody clap it up for Chris. Chris. Woo, 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 woo. Okay. Unmute yourself, Chris. You don't have to look at the screen if you don't want to. When you're doing the role play tonight, guys, you can close your camera because, I mean, let's be honest, you're not doing this via Zoom. So you're not looking at somebody. So if Chris, you need to kind of close your camera and look sideways or whatnot while we do this, go for it. But you're going to call me, right? So for me, you'll say Mario, and then you'll go down this list. And I just want you to get to right here. So say this part, right? So now before we get started, let me quickly share with you what I do for my clients, okay? So you ready, Chris?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
Ring, ring.
Hello?
Mario?
Yeah?
Hey there, my name is Chris Caden, and I'm following up because it looks like you went online and requested some information on secured and guaranteed retirement options. You completed a short quiz. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. Well, like I said, my name is Chris Caden, and I'm out of Houston, Texas. I wanted to ask you a few questions to make sure that these secured and guaranteed accounts would be even a fit for you, and also give you the opportunity to ask any questions that you might have. Now, before we get started, let me quickly share with you what I do for my clients.
Perfect. Now, let's all just clap it up for Chris because it's absolutely not easy to be the first one. Okay. He stepped up right to the plate. So good job, Chris. All right. So this is a very interactive doing tonight, guys. So I want to hear from you. So first thing we always do is we go around Robin and say, hey, what did Chris do good? So somebody just unmute and say, hey, what did you like about what Chris did? Anything that stuck out that you thought that he did pretty good?
It sounds like he's done this before, so it sounded pretty smooth.
Pretty smooth. Okay, good. That was Will.
He had a soft tone, so it made me trust him a bit.
Okay, good. Kind of a soft tone. Okay, good.
It's pretty confident, which is, it makes it more convenient for the other party to go with it.
Okay. Anybody else?
If I may share, this is Carla. I have used that script before and it's changed our conversations completely. When I first started doing the leads, these Vroom leads, I didn't use the same script. And now that I do, it's definitely changed the conversation. So I can vouch as well.
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. Anybody else have anything that Chris did good? Chris, what do you think you did good?
Well, I mean, it was word for word, I'll say that, but I can tell you what I was self-conscious about is just the way that I'm talking right now is a lot more conversational, and I feel like whenever I first was on the phone with you, it was almost like I was a robot.
Yeah, yeah. So you hit the nail on the head, Chris. Yes, the thing that you did, which was good, is you followed the script. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, none of you are good enough to ad lib. Just follow the script. It makes, one, I used to have a mentor, and he did this training on following the script. And he would say, you know why everybody loves Brad Pitt? And they'd be like, why? Because he's rich. Well, yeah, isn't it because he's good looking too? Well, yeah, he's good looking, but most people like him because he's rich. Do you know why he's rich? Because he's a movie star. And you know why he's a movie star? Why? Because he follows the damn script. Read the script. And I just start laughing. And he'll literally he would stop. Show me where it is on the script that you just said what you said. Oh, I don't care. Follow the script. Follow the script, right? Because the script just needs to become part of you. And I think that is what my biggest area of opportunity for you would be to do, Chris, is just be conversational with it, right? Just talk through it. Okay, so I'm going to model it one more time, then we're going to go over it again. And all I want you to do this time is just, dude, pretend we're in the backyard at a cookout. We've got 2 red cups in our hands, and you're just talking to me, right? So let me go through it again. Ring, ring. You answer, Chris.
Hello?
Chris?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, my name is Mario Delgadillo. I'm actually following up with you because it looks like you went online and requested some information on secure and guaranteed retirement options, filled out a little quiz. You remember that, sir?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. Well, like I said, my name is Mario. I'm out of Dallas, Texas, and just want to ask you some questions tonight to see if secure and guaranteed accounts might even be a good fit for you at all. Obviously, give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you might have. But before we get started, let me quickly tell you what I do for my clients. See, it's very conversational. Why? Confidence, right? I could say this thing in my sleep, right? Not to mention, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. When you do have success with something like I have, right? I know, I quote this script verbatim, like I quote the scriptures, right? Because I have that type of confidence in this script. But that's where you've got to get. And the only way that's going to happen is by repetition, right? And by closing. Okay. So let's start it again. Last time, Chris, start us off at the top, and you call me.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Mario?
Yeah, this is him.
Hey there. My name is Chris Caden, and I am following it up with you because it looks like you went online and requested some information on secured and guaranteed retirement options. You actually completed a short quiz. Do you remember that?
I do.
Great. Well, like I said, my name is Chris Caden out of Houston, Texas. And I wanted to ask you a few questions to make sure these secured and guaranteed accounts would even be a fit for you. And also give you the opportunity to ask any questions that you might have. Now, before we get started, let me quickly share with you what I do for my clients.
Okay, still too professional. You're very, very, and it's not a bad thing, but the directions were, we're standing at a cookout. We've got red cups in our hands, and I know you're from South Texas, brother, so you know what a cookout is with red cups. And if we're standing with red cups outside of the cookout, you're not going to say, "My name is Chris Caden from Houston, Texas." I wanted to ask you some questions, right? And I think it's just, that's what we call our cadence. Your cadence, I think you put a little bit too much pause in between your words, and it makes it sound a little more scripted. Okay. You're off the hill tonight. What I want you to do is, on your off time, is to work on your cadence, right? Make it super conversational, right? Whether it's your significant other, your brother, sister, mom, dad, it doesn't matter who it is. Okay. You need to practice, right? Guys, listen, if let's go back to the actor thing, right? If I was an up and coming actor, and how many of you guys, especially as folks from LA, right? You know all the stories of people who come to Hollywood, right, with dreams of becoming rich. And what do? For years and years and years, while they're trying to audition, they're waiting tables and picking up odd jobs. So that's me. And I finally land my big break. Do you not think that I'm going to walk around the house and say, "Mom, come here, Mom. Hey, Gina. Yeah. Hey, so am I not going to be doing that all day long?" How many of you guys do that? How many of you are taking this business so serious that you're printing this off and you're working with your significant other on it?
I do.
Right? Right. Okay. So I'm going to, Priscilla and I used to work together way back when in a sales job. And we used to have something that we called MAPS, right? And it was an acronym for motivation, admissibility, payment, like how they were going to pay for this. And then when did they want to start? And there was a script just like this. And part of it was digging deep on their why. And so we'd say, "Hey, so why do you want to get an FIA?" "Oh, because I want to, I like not having to worry about risk." "Oh, cool. What about not having risk is appealing to you?" "Well, man, I don't want to lose money." "Totally, man. Have you lost money in the past?" "Yeah, I have." "Well, tell me about that." "Well, it was actually in 2008. I lost about 40,000. "Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. What did that feel like?" Did you see right there? I just went 4 levels deep. But how many of us would have just stopped at, "Oh, you don't like to lose money either?" "Yeah, me too." "Okay, next." Right. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because as I was learning this, I would practice with my wife, and Steph would literally be like, "I'm not one of your clients. Stop trying to maps me." Like she would always say, "Stop mapsing me." But it was because I was always trying to get better. So we have got to be serious about this script if you want to start to make some serious cash, right? So I think you sounded great, only for reading it a couple of times. Um, okay, Liz, are you up? Are you on? You ready to go? You want to do this thing?
I wish I could. I would really give it a try, but I'm driving
Oh no, why are you driving?
because my commute is kind of long. I drive from Gardena to
Oh
Pico.
my goodness. You need to get a driver on Wednesday night. I'm
But I
just
will
kidding.
definitely practice and then
It's
give
okay.
it a go
Listen,
next time.
guys, I just noticed my computer's gonna die. Give me a short 2-minute intermission to go plug in my computer, and I'll be right back. Hold on one sec, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Who wants to crack it at? Who wants to go for give it a shot here? We're just working on the intro tonight.
I can do it.
Who's I?
Imad.
Imad, let's do it, man. Okay, so you call me.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Mario?
Yes, sir.
Yes, hey, my name is Imad Abaid. I'm following up with you because it looks like you went online and requested some information on secured and guaranteed retirement options. You completed a short quiz. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. Well, like I said, my name is Imad Abaid out of Orange County, California. I want to ask you a few questions, make sure these secured and guaranteed accounts would even be a fit for you. Also, give you the opportunity to ask any questions you might have. Now, before we get started, let me quickly share with you what I do for my clients. Number one, I eliminate
That's
fees.
it right there. That's it. That's where we're at. Good job, man. Let's clap it up for
Thank you.
Imad. Everybody, go around Robin. What did he do well?
Had good tone and good cadence.
Yes. What else?
Sounded very comfortable with the script.
Yes.
I would say he was good at making it feel comfortable, like comfortable in what he was saying. That's like he
Confident.
thinking himself. Very confident.
Yeah, pretty confident.
Flowed really good.
The tone and confidence
Good
of
flow.
Thank you, guys.
Comfortable.
Good
Thank you.
flow. Confidence. What else? Anything else, guys? All right. So I think we could all say he did pretty good, right?
Can I, you guys?
Huh?
Can I share a story with you guys today?
Yeah.
So a couple hours ago, I just called this guy. I had an appointment with him, and I just did exactly what I did with you, Mario. And we went through all the script, and then he told me that he's got about $210,000 in his 401k. That was just a couple hours ago because I've been doing this every day. So he's like, well, I'm trying to contribute the most out of it because they're matching me a lot. And then I'm like, how much did you lose for the past couple of years? Like $30,000. I'm like, $30,000? Just think about it. Like, what if I move your account and put it into a more guaranteed funds that's where you're not going to be losing a penny? It's like, well, how is that possible? I'm like, well, that's what we're going to be doing in the next appointment. So I set up a Zoom meeting, and but I mean, I think when I first started with this, guys, I used to get really nervous, and people could sense it, and they would just they wouldn't want to move forward with me to the next appointment. So now with this practice, as you guys saw me now, it's easier. It's way easier for me to get to the next appointment.
Yeah. Good. Now, the one thing, let's do this because Imad did pretty good. Was there anything that you guys see that he could have done better? And don't be, I want you guys to understand, this is the Lion's Den, okay? We're a pack of lions, and we're here to help each other get better, right? We live, and I think you guys would all agree, and you know me, most of you who know me, I'm the least politically correct guy you've ever met in your life. I think political correctness is the rot of our country. So with that being said, don't be afraid to say to somebody, hey, Imad, I think you fumbled the ball here, man. I think you can get a lot better. Why? Not because you want to make Imad look bad. It's because you want him to do better, right? So that's the value in these conversations, right? Nobody gets better. Nobody wins with fluff, right? That's what our country runs on right now. It's fluff. I bet you if we just started having real conversations with each other from a good place, we'd start getting some things fixed, right? So let's keep that in mind. This is the Lion's Den. Is there anything, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to make something up. If you didn't think there was anything you could have did better, that's fine, right? Okay, Natalia, go ahead. What could he have done better?
I feel like he just needs to practice the script a little bit more because he did pause on a few places. So just memorize the script a bit more.
Yeah, good.
Thank you. Yes.
I thought the flow is good. The only thing that caught my attention, again, is probably just my opinion, just on the awesome, just tone the awesome part a little bit lower because that part sounded kind of salesy.
Okay.
But
so like
it.
he was
I just that piece. Everything
so
else.
So just a little so it came off a little like maybe disingenuous. Like
yes, but just awesome. That piece. Yeah, everything else to me was good.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, good.
Thank you.
This is good feedback. Anybody else?
Come on, guys. I need to learn more.
All right. Going one more time. Again, if there's nothing that you have, then that's fine. I'm going to just give you, I don't even know that, Imad, yes, you got to run through it more. I have a feeling you're going to catch it real quick. Okay. Run through it more, use it over and over again, make it your own. Okay. Meaning the words are there. The framework is there, right? But make it Imad, right? So don't change the word, but make it sound like you, right? So there's two things that I always do. And it's funny, I noticed it when I started recording myself, but I do it for a specific reason. One of my first mentors used to say, Mario, the money is in the details, right? It's the little things that matter. And so I'm extremely animated when I'm on the phone, right? Because there's times where I'm accentuating certain things and I'm hitting like a pause button for a specific reason, or there's certain words or terminologies that I'm trying to, be expletive with. So for instance, I'll say, hey, I'm following up with you today because it looks like you went online and requested some information on secure guaranteed retirement accounts. In fact, you filled out a little questionnaire. Do you remember that? Do you see we filled out a little questionnaire? Do you remember that? Right? I'll do that. And then I'm kind of like already pushing them to be like, oh yeah, I remember that, because I'm trying to get a yes out of them. So that's the first thing that I always do. I'm very intentional about that part. And it's funny, I realized that today I do this. Filled out a little questionnaire. Do you remember that? Right? Yes. Okay, cool. So then the next thing is when it comes over here. So just want to ask you some questions to make sure that secure and guaranteed retirement accounts might even be a good fit for you, right? Because we don't know. We don't know right now. I don't know if I can help you, Imad. I don't. So yeah, I want to make sure that they would even be a good fit. Why is that important? This is one of those moments where you're able to take the power, right? So you're able to take the power from them. See, because sometimes, have you guys ever had a client jump on a call and he or she has this attitude like, they have this attitude like, what's this guy trying to sell me? Like, have you ever had that? That person has the power, right? And so when you do something like, well, I don't even know if you're a good fit, man. Like, so then all of a sudden they mean like, wait, I don't just come in here and do whatever I want. Oh, no. There's approval processes. Like I said, this might not be the right fit for you.
That's my
By
favorite
doing
part
that-
of the conversation. Sorry, Mario. That's my favorite part on those clients that are like all like, okay, anyways, like, oh, no worries. Like, it's all good. You may not get approved for it. So we can just see. If you don't, no worries. I'll schedule for another day or move on.
Keep on moving. Yeah, we'll keep on moving. And what you do is, without knowing it, you take the power. Now I'm the advisor. I'm the expert, and I'm not doing it in a pompous way, but I'm doing it because I control things, right? So one of the guys today, I'll give you another example of doing something just like that. One of the guys today that I was talking to, really cool guy, and he wasn't doing it in a spirit where he was trying to be the I'm going to do whatever I want kind of guy. No, he wasn't doing it like that, right? But what he did is he started just jumping ahead and asking all these questions. And I listened, and there were things that we were going to get to. And I said, awesome. And he kind of asked me a direct question about FIAs. And I stopped it in the tracks. And I said, okay, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. And we definitely will get there. But you know what, Imad, I'm a huge respecter of process, right? I always want to protect the process. So let's take a step back. Let's make sure we go through everything, because, and the term that I use a lot is I want to respect the integrity of our process. So when you say I want to respect the integrity of the process, and here's why: make it about them. So the reason I'm not going to take you over there and let you take me into this dark hole is because I want to respect the integrity of the process. Why? For you. Here's why. So I'm a big respecter of the process. I always say, let's respect the integrity of the process and go, step by step. Because I always say this, Imad, I want to make sure that I turn over all the rocks, not just the one that you think might be the best, because I've learned that by taking time and going over the whole deal, respecting the integrity of the process, sometimes we find out that that might not be the right fit for you anyways. But if I didn't go through the proper steps, then we wouldn't figure that out. Does that make sense? So I make the process, and I make them know that me stopping them from letting them take me into a dark hole, right, down a rabbit hole, is really for them, right? I'm not going to let you take me off into these crazy rabbit holes because I have to do my job for you. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a question for you, Mario.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've been with you guys for 2 months, and I'm just getting close to close my first deal, but it's just been we have this deal that this client that I've been working on with Vroom. I called him up first, he answered, and then we set up the first Zoom. I did the presentation for him, you know, the PowerPoint. He liked it. And then we went to the second Zoom meeting. I brought Chepe, Jose. We did the presentation. It's like, I have $300,000 in my 401k. I'm gonna start with $100,000. So on the last Zoom we did, he was supposed to get the statement so we can do the first $100,000. We asked him to, send us the driver's license, and my son was like, "Well, I think my money is not going to be insured if I put more than 250." And then Jose was like, "Well, this is like FDIC, like, the $250,000. It's for the bank, not for us. This is like a life insurance company." And then he was like, "Well, I don't feel comfortable putting my money into FNG." And then he just didn't want. Suddenly, he just changed, and I was like, it was pretty frustrating, But I was like, I tried to call him. I texted him like, "Hey, like FNG is pretty big. Should I just go back and say, look, if you don't like FNG, we can try Athene maybe, or National Life Group, or AIG, or
FNG is not the problem. He's not educated enough, and so what happens is when somebody is either confused, let's just say that he's confused because he started talking about FDIC, right? Do you know? So my first thought was, well, somebody didn't go through the PowerPoint the right way, because at the end of the annuity PowerPoint, we actually talk about the difference between the like the FDIC protection and the state guaranteed fund. See, you have to kind of seek out the landmines before they go off and detonate them. So that was a landmine that you guys didn't find, and it blew up. So let me give you an example. Okay, so I'm going to share with you. Now, this has nothing to do with the script, but it's just a question. And I apologize, guys. We're gonna make this quick, but I think you guys will benefit from it. Okay, because tonight was about the script. So if you were doing the PowerPoint, there's actually a slide that talks just about that right here. Okay. So why should you consider making changes? Well, sir, fractional reserve banking is gone. Sir, do you know what fractional reserve banking is? No, I've not had one person say that they've heard of that. No, I don't know what that is. Okay, so fractional reserve banking is essentially a law that's been in place forever that says the banks have to keep 10% of your money in their accounts at all times, right? So do you know that, the 5 banks that recently went under, the first 2, Signature Bank and Silicon Valley Bank, they went under because of this. See, in 2020, the government said all the banks didn't have to keep a fraction of their money anymore. And it wasn't until 2022 that they started saying, hey, you guys should start replenishing that reserve. So right now, sir, there's no way for you to know if you actually have money in your account or not, because these people have wiped out their reserve. Now, conversely, the insurance company is rock solid. So just like the fractional reserve banking law, insurance companies have a law too. It's called state guaranteed fund. And the state guaranteed fund is different from fractional reserve banking because it's not 10%, it's 75%. Did you know that the insurance company has to keep 75% of their money in there at all times? Man, no, I didn't know that. And did you know that never, not once, that has an insurance company folded in the 300+ year history of the insurance industry? No. Yeah, they're rock solid. They're so rock solid that banks were putting so much money into BOLI, which is bank-owned life insurance, that the federal government had to restrict them. So let me ask you this, Imad. If your bank and my bank loved insurance companies so much, they were dumping so much money in there, the federal government had to stop them. How come they haven't told us about it?
That's right.
Oh man, he would have never gone down that path with you, right? Because you have to do the educating, right? Spend the time. So I don't know if maybe you didn't have the right PowerPoint slide, or you didn't really understand how to present this, but it's not that he doesn't like F&G. He just doesn't understand the power of the insurance industry. He doesn't understand how rock solid they are. Okay. So
I'm sorry, we actually
go ahead.
explained. I don't think he's educated enough. He's just too scared. I think we might have to be like, I might have to build like some trust with him, just because I think he's scared. Like we went through all the PowerPoint and everything, but I think he's really hesitating to do it. You know, sometimes maybe it'll take time. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, the only other thing I could say is put him on a 3-way text with me.
Okay.
And just don't ask, just put me on the intro and just say he's the CEO of the company. I shared with him, you know, because here's the thing: he's afraid of if he's afraid of F&G, you didn't talk to him about BlackRock. BlackRock is the largest money management firm in the world, and they manage F&G's money. Do you guys know that BlackRock, if they were a country, they would be the 3rd largest financial country in the world? US and China and BlackRock. BlackRock has more money than Russia. Okay, that's crazy. So when somebody's like, "Oh, I'm scared of F&G," I'm like, bro, you don't get it. $12 trillion under money management right now. Okay, so that's crazy. So again, it's just we could put him on a 3-way text, and I'll try to see what I can do to save him. Okay, but yeah, that's off the subject. So but yeah, in those situations, come to me, man. I'm always here to help close and try to save stuff. Okay. So Liz, that's my biggest fear. I'm not savvy with financial terms, and I'm not aware of what you just said. The biggest problem, Liz, is you got to get in the game. Okay, you have to get you got to kind of like serve up. Good term is like an alley-oop in basketball, right? You're dribbling down the court, throw the ball up, and let someone like myself come in, grab the ball, and slam the ball for you. But we can't score if you're not throwing the ball up, right? There's certain things, and this goes for all of us, that you'll never learn by just, well, you know, I want to learn all these things. No, like you could sit me down, guys, and say, look, Mario, here's $1,000 for an hour of your time. Okay, I got a notebook. Tell me everything you know. And I go like this. Okay, like, what do you want to know? There's just so much. But when you and I lock arms together and are in a specific situation, I'll be like, oh, okay, here's how you handle it. And you're like, well, how come when I paid you $1,000 an hour, how come you didn't tell me that? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I can't just conjure up like certain verbiages just off the top of my head until we're in the trenches. Does that make sense? The only way to learn this stuff is in the trenches. So like BlackRock, all of that stuff. Like, remember, the way we train for all of you guys that are new is serve up some alley-oops to your trainer. Let me or whoever brought you on, your trainer, you know, go and do the work. Go and model the PowerPoint, model all of this stuff. We take the ball across the goal line, but you get paid for learning because we split those deals. 2 or 3 deals, you'll go through enough where you're like, okay, cool, I got it now, right? And there's plenty of people who've closed deals. Isabel calls me all the time, like, hey, let me run something by you, right? And that's what we're here for, okay? So didn't know how to present that slide, Isabel. Okay, good. BlackRock is my #1 backing. Oh yeah, BlackRock is a monster. It really is. And if people understand who they are, they're like, man. I tell people all the time, let's talk about F&G. There's 2 reasons why I like to go to F&G. #1 is because of who their big brother is. Big brother is BlackRock. Have you ever heard of BlackRock? Oh no, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and I go through that and I'm like, man, that's crazy. So the second reason is because #1 is their big brother, but because they have that big brother, the second reason I like to use F&G is because their big brother's such a stud, they give some crazy accumulation numbers. They grow really well. They give 215% participation rates, right? Which is just bananas. So good. All right. So it's 6:38 in Cali. Let's try one more. Who wants to give it a shot?
I want to give it a shot, but there might be a little background noise.
That's okay. I have 5 kids, girl. I can be laser focused with kids talking in the back or whatever.
Okay, give me one.
Don't worry about that.
Just give me 1 second. So,
Okay. Got all these mamas on the call. I see all these babies everywhere.
yes. Okay, so all right. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Mario?
Yeah.
Hey there, my name is Natalia Carrillo. I'm following up with you because it looks like you went online and requested some information on secured and guaranteed retirement options. You completed a short quiz. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do actually.
Awesome. Well, like I said, my name is Natalia Carrillo out of LA, California. I wanted to ask you a few questions to make sure these secured and guaranteed accounts would even be a fit for you. Also give you the opportunity to ask any questions you might have. Now, before we get started, let me just quickly share what I do for my clients. And I know I'm
good.
a little nervous.
No, good. All right, good. So, all right, so let's chime in, guys. What'd she do good? What did you like about what Natalia did? Show some love.
Pretty calm and confident.
Pretty calm. Okay, good. Confident. Okay.
She did really well. On the, I want to ask you a few questions. I don't know if it's tone or speed up, but she was really good on that too.
Okay, good.
Thanks, guys.
Anna, you've been quiet. What are your thoughts, Anna? Anna's one of our newer folks. You there, Anna? Oh, there we go. I think we've got an internet connection there. Okay, no worries. All right. Anybody else, guys? What did she do good?
I mean, I think the original thing was like Mario or whatever seemed like really friendly. Like maybe I know this person. Maybe it's like like who is this? Maybe they're maybe they're like a friend already. Like maybe I don't have their number in my phone, but somebody knows me that's calling.
Yeah. Her opening was very, very smooth, and you're right. It made me feel as if like I knew her, right? So that was really good. That was really good. All right. Anybody want to give a crack at what she could have done better?
I was gonna say, Natalia, it sounded maybe at the first 2 seconds, some slight nerves. And then you went right into as soon as Mario was acknowledged, that's me. Then you went right into kind of okay, he said, I don't know if you thought that he was gonna say no, I don't know you. But he as soon as he did that, he was okay, and then you went right into the smooth conversation. But it's just nerves, I think, right at that first 2 seconds.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay.
He could say, maybe I don't know you.
I was a little out of breath too.
You do notice, I'm glad you said that, Natalia. I always, and it's because of my tone, and I'm up here, that I always kind of lose my breath right here. I know it. I'll say, so I'm following up with you because it looks like you went online and requested some information on securing guaranteed retirement options. And then I always have to go, because I find myself kind of losing breath there. So I'm actually glad that you said that, because you'll have to know that. And I know that for a fact. I kind of lose breath here sometimes. Right. So sometimes I'm trying to prepare for that. Anything else? What else could she have done better?
I think her tonality is good. It's just obviously,
more practiced, and I think she would have it down pretty good.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. It's just reps. Natalia, have you actually used this script before?
No.
I don't think you have. Yeah. So I don't think you have. Like Chris has used it. Like Liz said, like, oh, Chris been pretty good for only reading it a couple times. Chris has actually used this. But I think this might be your actual like first time running through it. So you did a great job. Okay. Great job. All right, guys. So we have 15 minutes left. And before we do, I'm going to kind of just take the next chunk. We're not going to go over this next chunk today. Okay. We'll maybe pick it up next week, but I want you to go ahead and practice ahead of time on it. But let me run through it first. Okay. So what I'm doing here in this next section, okay, is really important. I'm creating value for who I am, for what I do, and for why they need me. Okay. So I don't have any around. Normally I'm pretty good with props, but guys, remember I told you I'm at an away game right now. I'm not at home. So if I was home, I'd have my glasses right here. Your client is looking at, listening to, or viewing this entire interaction through a very specific set of lenses. These set of lenses, okay, are the WIFM lenses. WIFM is an acronym. What's in it for me, right? WIIFM. So no matter what you're saying, especially at the very beginning of this interaction, all they care about is what's in it for them. What's in it for them? What's in it for them? What's in it for them, right? And so that's something that you guys want to keep in mind, all right? So as we are talking to them, understanding they're looking at this through the WIFM lenses, okay, you have to create value for who you are. Okay, so I'm going to go through it once, and then we're going to pick this up next week, this particular part, and then we'll go from the start, what we did at the beginning, and then we'll connect this second part. Okay, so we say, so now before we get started, let me quickly share with you a little bit about what I do for my clients. Okay, so number one is to eliminate fees. And I always a little color commentary. So if you guys know or you're familiar with like sports broadcasting, okay, I grew up in Los Angeles listening to the late, great Chick Hearn. If you guys know, who was next to Chick Hearn in the press box every night? I'm going to find out if there's some Laker fans here.
Happy Harrison? No, it wasn't Happy Harrison. It was
No.
Oh, what's his name? I can see his face.
Stu. Chicken Stew, Stu Nance. Okay. And so Chick was the main broadcaster, right? But Stu was the color commentator. So what I mean by that, what's the difference? So Chick would say, Magic brings the ball up court, passes up to the left side, such and such, bunch of boom, jump shot at 3, rebound off to Kareem, throws it down court, but he's doing that. And then the color commentator would come in and say stuff like, interesting that Magic went to his right side. I heard this morning that his right hand wasn't feeling very good, right? So it's calling the play-by-play and the other guy's bringing color commentary. Because if you're listening, you're like, oh man, something's wrong with Magic, right? So I always say here that when I say the first thing is eliminate fees, that's Chick. Then I always throw in a little color commentary. Then I say the next is mitigate and eliminate risk. There's Chick. Then I throw in some color commentary. So let me give you what I mean by that. So now there's basically 4 things that I do for my clients, okay? Number 1 is to eliminate risk. And essentially what that means is that I'm sure you're aware there's a lot of traditional accounts like 401ks and 403bs and IRAs. They've got a lot of fees. We want to wipe that out, right? Because when you're not paying fees, the more money stays with you. All that's color commentary. It's not here, okay? So the second thing we're going to do is mitigate and eliminate risk. Essentially what we want to do is we want to wipe out or eliminate your ability to lose money. The closer you get to retirement or being in retirement, if you lose any money, okay, it can be completely catastrophic. Number 3 is to create a plan so that your money outlives you. And here's my color commentary. I say it all the time. I share this with folks all the time. My grandfather had what I call the blessing and the curse. The blessing was he had great health. The curse was his money ran out, right? And believe it or not, people's money does run out, right? And then number 4 is just preserve your principal. Okay, so here's a color commentary. Whatever you have put together over the course of your career, you want to protect that. Okay. Now, what's really cool about working with me, Natalia, is that I'm an independent broker here in the state of Texas. And that means that I'm not captive to any one particular company. I have no quotas, and I'm not here looking out for the best interest of a company. I only look out for the best interest of my clients. I always joke and say, if I work for Fidelity, I'm going to tell you that Fidelity is the best thing around, right? Because that's all I've got to offer. So what I just did right now is I said, these are the 4 things that I do. And then I provided color commentary to create value for them, with them, right? Then I said, right, now what's cool about working with me is I'm an independent broker. So I'm not bound to just show you one flipping carrier and only one carrier. I can go and find what's right for you, right? And then I also kind of give them this idea here too, because a lot of people are with Fidelity. Fidelity is one of the biggest beats out there, right? So I throw this joke in there, but a lot of times here's what I get. People laugh. They go, I'm actually with Fidelity right now. I said, see, right? And they go, yeah, haha. Like you're building a little connection there. So that's what we're going to cover next. But before we close, we got 10 minutes. You know the round robin. You know what I do all the time. Let's take what's a takeaway aha moment? Start with Chris. Chris, what were your thoughts today? What's your takeaway moment or takeaway or your aha moment?
Well, I thought it was pretty interesting when
two people jump off right when I say aha moment.
When you said pretend like you have your red Solo cup and you're at the backyard barbecue, so that I know what kind of homework I need to do. But on the other, when you started adding color commentary as well, I noticed that from the YouTube video that you had when you said eliminate fees so they stay with you and not the brokerage or not your whoever.
Yeah.
And then you had another thing where your money outlives you. So in case you become some Guinness World Book record for being living the longest or being the oldest man alive or whatever you said, right?
Yeah.
So I picked up on that color commentary as well.
Good. And that's freedom within a framework. There's a framework. Stay inside the framework, but you can have some freedom to be you, right? And all those little quirky little things, guys, that's how I build connection with clients. Sometimes they laugh, right? And I laugh too, right? So that's the idea. You want to get to a place where you feel a relationship with these folks, right? Guys, put this into perspective. You're asking them to send their entire career's retirement fund to you. And they met you on the internet. Okay, like think about that. If it was me, if I'm being honest, man, I'd put your ass through the ringer, right? Through the ringer, So just keep that in mind. Imad, what's up, man? What's your takeaway or aha moment tonight?
I believe that it's just the confidence that you have to really build, and like I said, the tone has to be perfect. As not as perfect as it can, but talking about preserving the principle. That's what I tell people. Like number 4, like we got to preserve the principle because, I was talking to a guy the other day. I was just going through the script, and then the first thing. Right after that, the first part of the script, he was like, let me tell you this. I already know about the losses and gains. And he's like, it's pretty painful because if you lose 50% of your principal, you have to make 100% to make it back. I'm like, oh my gosh, you studied all that? It's like, yeah, I've been studying. I'm like, can I be your student and then you can just teach me? Because and then he started laughing, and we just went straight to the Zoom meeting after. Like, we're gonna have a Zoom meeting with them Friday. So I mean, it just they people can sense it. I used to get really nervous. Now I'm getting really good at it. Like it just we just have to be comfortable. We have to. Just, at the end of the day, we're human beings. You can't and sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes
people buy you. They don't buy the products. So that's really what it comes down to. I think that's what you're trying to get to. So thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Anna, I know this was your first training with us. We had a little bit of issue with your connectivity. Hopefully you're okay. What was your takeaway moment or aha moment tonight?
Yes, my computer froze. I'm so sorry. I was trying to unmute myself and it shut down. My takeaway was it's all about conversational, and it's really about if you talk to people like you want someone to talk to your parents or someone to talk to you about your retirement. I think it's a lot easier to go through the script because it's really just a conversation.
It is.
And I did not know about BlackRock.
Oh, yeah.
That was really cool, and the fractional reserve. So, yeah, I think that was my takeaway.
Cool. Thank you. Good job. Natalia, you're on mute.
My aha moment was practicing the script with you guys because sure, we could practice with our partner and we should practice with them, right? But practicing with you guys, I mean, you guys, have gone through it. So you guys know what to look for, right? In a call. So that was an aha moment. And also thank you, Ahmad, for sharing that story about the client, because then we were able to go over that slide with you, Mario, and it refreshes our memory. So
cool.
That was pretty good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Of course. Good. Thank you. Isabel.
So I have a few. Now, I mean, kind of going back to how you say you want to respect the integrity of the process. I had a client that seemed like he was a very good client, but then obviously learning, right? It's a learning process, but I could see how I completely messed up where he took control of the conversation. And he was like, no, I already know all this stuff. I don't want to waste your time, Isabel. When I was going through my financial seminar, that if I would have put my foot down and say, I want to respect the integrity of the process, and just for protocol reasons, I do have to provide you this. And then I was like, oh, okay, so, you're knowledgeable, or whatever. Let's, we can jump into giving you the numbers or whatever. But I see how he took control, where I am learning now, and you're, this is obviously not the first time that you say things like this, but when you're on a call, it can sometimes go sideways like that if you don't really put your foot down. And I felt that was my mistake. And now he's just like not answering the phone, and he seemed like he was so interested, and now he's not even answering the phone. So that, I have to say, is something that I really have to learn. Obviously flow a little more. I think I'm getting better at the script the more I do it, and kind of like how you say color commentary on the side each time that I'm going down the list. Number one, eliminate fees. We do know out there that the 401ks, a lot of, not only 401ks, but a lot of other funds and strategies out there charge you fees just to pretty much house your money, things like that. So I try to add a little bit of, that color commentary, like you said, and I'm really trying to flow. And the slide about the fractional reserve banking, I wasn't too familiar with all of those bullet points there. So I'm kind of glad that we went over that. So I got to jot down notes on that. And BlackRock, I already kind of, because you've mentioned that before, so I kind of knew. But I think overall is learning how to put our foot down, take control over our calls, and also flow on when it comes to the script, because I have found myself that they start asking other questions, and I'm kind of trying to answer the question, and then it's like we kind of go off on that script.
Down the rabbit hole. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, that's good. Real quick, just because we're coming up on 7 o'clock here, want to be respectful of everybody's time. Just give me a couple bullets on your takeaways, aha moments, so we can get through the rest of y'all. Nev, what's your aha moment takeaway?
The confidence, the tone, and the FDIC, and then we were talking about the color commentary. My mind went to Vince Scully. He painted a picture of a game. You could close your eyes and you could see the game with your eyes closed.
Yep.
And that's what I think, what my biggest one was, the color commentary part of it.
He was a professional conversationalist. That's what you guys should say, right? So good. Thanks, Pete. Priscilla, what about you?
I'm gonna go Google BlackRock a little bit more because I know you mentioned it, but I kind of want to look up some articles. I hope I just don't go down a rabbit hole. And sticking to the basics. If you stick to the script, you have the permission to say, I don't know. I'll get back to you. Let me find out. You're not supposed
Yeah.
to know all the answers. Stick to the script so that that'll help you control that conversation. And if they ever throw you curveballs, just get back to them.
Yep,
Be honest.
absolutely. Good. Carla. You're on mute.
Sorry, my
There we
hands
go.
were covered with eggs.
It's okay.
I like the commentary because of my confidence. I lack the that adds more personality to the conversation and makes me feel more comfortable.
Good.
So I have been adding that recently. And then I also like the more conversation about the BlackRock, what you taught us
Okay.
today.
Good. Good. Thank you. Sharina.
Sorry, I'm a hot mess. My takeaway, I guess, would be something that my pastor always talks about is tone. How you talk to people is gonna overtake any conversation. So even if inside you're getting those butterflies or bubble guts, whatever in that conversation, as long as you hold on to that confidence of your tone of voice, I feel like that is the importance. Because that's what I've seen in you versus like everyone else, is that you're so confident in what you're saying and comfortable, and the tone was everything, even with your hands too.
Yeah,
That's my
cool.
takeaway.
Thank you. Will. Two more guys. Will.
Hey, Mario. Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff we've been saying, I mean, it's just practice and getting some life practice in and actually talking to real people when you're doing
Yeah.
this.
All right. Good. Yeah, you got to get in the game, brother. Got to get in the game. And then finally, last but not least, Matthew, what was your takeaway or aha moment?
I would say the takeaway is pretty much not to overthink the script and keep it a red cup cookout, you know?
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, you'd have no idea, guys. You're selling yourself. At the end of the day, that's it. You're selling yourself. You are the master. You are the one that is the person that they're looking to be the expert, right? And then just like I think it was Anna and all the other people say, be the person that you want to buy from. Be the person you want to buy from. And if you can do that, you'll never go wrong. And I'll finally put a bow on it with this. Guys, have good intentions, right? Do right by your people. It's okay to want to make money, okay? But we don't make money at the expense of other people, right? We don't make money by screwing people, okay? So it's okay to want to hustle and make $1 million. And it just so happens that we do that by helping people, which is pretty darn cool. So help more people, make more money. Zig Ziglar used to say, right? If you help as many people get as much as they want, you'll always get what you want, right? By default on the back end. So have a great night, guys. Hope this was worth it. And we'll see you soon. I'm going to convert it and I'll have it on the YouTube channel. Probably, let's say tomorrow morning. Otherwise, guys, have a great night. Talk to you soon.